A player's forces are under attack.
We actually have a pretty sick early game here by Life. He is playing against the meta as FoCuS was trying to delay the level 2 keeper by harassing him in the 2 spots where he might be creeping. So Life goes completely off meta, going for the merchant creep first, which is super risky. If that gets harassed right away by Blade Master and Grunt, it could be GG immediately, but as it is so unusual, it wasn't scouted for. And with that, the keeper is level 2 and got the greater healing already, and bought himself a circlet also. Blade Master only getting himself to 1.5 with the High Priest and the Sentry Wards. Cost him a lot of Wisps though, so that cost him a lot of repair. So whether it be Huntresses or Expansion or Tech, it's gonna be a little bit slower. Yeah, perfect timing there with the sentry. Pretty easy. The grunts though so far have done like absolutely nothing. You could use them to solo creep a green camp or something, but that's also weird because then the Shadowhunter comes out and has to wait for them to heal first, and you can't creep with them right away. So yeah, it's tough to find a meaningful use for the grunts early on, once the keeper is level 2. Because if they come in for aggression, they just get entangled twice and die, and those are costly losses. Blade Master with the next sentry wants to go for a big steal here. Yoga Magi would be the dream. He's almost level 2. And the grunts actually do come in now for a bit of harass. There's one entangle only to be used, and not even too much follow-up damage here on the Night of Sun. Yeah, this whole affair did cost FoCuS 1 grunt, but it's a massive delay on the expansion. Because Life, he wants to expand right on the spot. He does so right now. Oh, Blade Master, what's he going for? Going for the keeper. But there's the health potion, and now there's an entangle ready. This could be dangerous. 1 grunt is easily gonna be a kill here if the keeper uses the spell. And there it is. So that's 2 grunts lost now. Perhaps FoCuS could go a little bit too deep after all. But he can cancel the tree right now. He can just cancel the tree. Oh no, that's a level up. Shadowhunter coming in though. He has to go heal wave first, and he does. So nice.
Can he kill the keeper now with a little bit of crit luck? He gets the 1, but not the second one. Speed scroll disengagement. And yeah, sorry for being muted. Fine. Whoa, he has to TP out of there as the Shadowhunter comes in. And the Blade Master gets the healing as well. The Hunters stay in. The Keeper is gone. Blade Master gets the experience and the item Gloves of Haste. And that is definitely a kill.
Can he kill the Wisp as well? This would be the dream. But it's a little too dangerous. The Keeper coming back from the main. Where is he? It took a little while. Now he's coming over. Has more entangle. Now FoCuS has to back up. So that was an immense delay of the expansion. But it came at a hefty price.
Yeah.
2 grunts and a lot of time that was not spent creeping.
On the other side, Life is still only tier 1. FoCuS is already, as we saw with the Shadowhunter, on tier 2. First Shamana coming out for the Dispel against the Entangle, and possibly a couple of Treants. So that's going to be a second coming for FoCuS for sure. And I think the odds of cancelling the expansion again are not that low.
Hunts are very strong right now though. They hit 4, 5 in number in what is basically still the early game. Is really potent. FoCuS wants to heal up a little bit more. Obviously doesn't have the Serpent Ward as he went for the heal wave first. 2 Shaman out already. We have a depth training coming in. With that he's gonna have plenty of Dispel against these entangles. And also treants, I guess. So, okay. Life falling back, leaving FoCuS alone for a little bit longer. Left some sentinels behind for a bit more vision as well. So now it's FoCuS's time to choose, basically. Alright, do I want to continue creeping, get up my levels, and all in him, or do I counter expand?
Yeah.
Those are the two options.
Doesn't look like a counter expansion at all, as he's being sandwiched here from the right with the Huntress and from the south with the army.
the
but
TP
the
is
Keeper
gone.
completely out of position. The TP is gone, as you say. Can the Blade Master hold on to this? Goes into Windwalk. The kill be a sentry.
God.
What a surround after this.
Dude. FoCuS!
Glorious play by FoCuS once again. And he sends over the healing Blade Master, trying to kill the tree. That won't work to full extent, but he can still do some damage and bought time for the Shadowhunter to level up.
He can cancel the Ancient of War, and he can cancel the Entangle. That should buy time for the Shadowhunter to creep. He's gonna be level 2, he's gonna have the Serpent Wards. Buyback on the Keeper, that is so expensive. That's gonna slow down the critical mass timing of the Huntresses by a ton, along with the Blade Master as the expansion.
Canceling the Entangled Gold Mine. My god, if he cancels the second Ancient of War, this is so big. He needs repair. If he's not attacking the Entangled Gold Mine, he's definitely getting the Ancient of War.
That was a bit of a mistake. I think he overestimated the damage. Perhaps it was a couple of low damage rolls, I'm not sure, but yeah, he didn't calculate that exactly right. That was certainly a big missed opportunity.
But maybe he gets just the second Ancient of War with Serpent Wards now and Grunt Shaman push against the second production building.
Trying to kill this one, Huntress. Purge. Double Purge. Is that even worth it? But okay. Gets that Huntress. Shadowhunter is still far away from level 3. This is my concern. Wouldn't it be better to just mass creep now? If you have level 3 Shadow and Grunts with 2 armor upgrades, it's like almost impossible for Huntresses to win a fight.
But if there's no 70 supply Huntress, they are not that strong. So getting rid of that second Engine of War is nice, but life... Wait, actually didn't produce a new one. I thought so, but FoCuS going for kind of a mix of both. Killing the production building, now stealing creeps away, and all that life is getting is some consumables.
Peons moving south, reinforced defenses on the way. He wants to tower this base, but the peons are getting intercepted here by the Huntresses. The Keeper is going for a heal scroll as well. In the meantime, FoCuS finds the Mana Stone from the laboratory and level 3 Blade Master, and the Shadowhunter is basically level 3 himself. And will be given that Mana Stone, of course.
Yeah. There we go. Swap. These items are good. But that was a relief of a lot of pressure from life, killing those peons. Otherwise, he would be forced to defend his second base. But I guess he has to do that anyway. Once again, we have a base race here today.
Yeah, this is gonna be Ancient of War down, which means absolutely no reinforcements. No Ancient of War anymore. And he doesn't have Mercamp support either. Life can't make any units, and now it's level 3 Shadowhunter. He's trying to force a response from FoCuS to move back by counterattacking, but reinforced defense is going to be done in a second, and then these Huntresses won't even defeat these burrows.
Wisps are being slaughtered. Life called for the GG, and that is the 1-0 for FoCuS, who is still undefeated in this cup. And you were right yesterday. He is just steamrolling his opponents.
FoCuS is playing so well currently. Thank you very much, Chillabong, for the sub. He finds not only use for the grunts in the early, he has the perfect timing to swoop in against the natural creep. That was such a massive delay of the expansion. And of course, he forces the TP, cancels the entangled over and over, gets the kill on the Keeper, which was a massive deal as well. FoCuS just, he finds those little openings and he carves caves out of them.
Absolutely. Life had a good idea, though. Knowing what FoCuS is doing in the early game, playing a bit around it, playing more risky, getting a good reward with a level 2 and the big consumable, but just wasn't enough. Just wasn't enough.
Yeah, I like seeing this always, these greedy creep camps from the Night Elf, but sometimes they require Wisp Repair, and Wisp Repair, it doesn't sound like much, but it really cuts into the timings. Be it expansion, tech, Huntresses, whatever. You're going to be much lower on lumber with that. But that's still can be very nice for a quick jump start to level 2. So worth a consideration. But FoCuS, man, I would be afraid to go up against him currently in the shape that he's in. Like, even Moon just barely beat him in a best of 5.
Yeah.
And now the orc from Korea is leading once again.
1-0 for him. That means Life has map choice. This is XiaoY. Sorry for being muted, by the way. There was a little mistake coming out of that break as we were rushing into this second game. First game of the grand final. And waiting for the game to load into OBS. And then here we are. No rest at all for the players, casters, and also for you at home, of course. But you don't want that anyway, don't you? FoCuS on the right-hand side in the blue trunks, and his opponent, Life, quite a bit younger, is Life in the red.
No dangerous Ancient of War creep here to start off on Echo. He's going for the safe one. It's not going to require Wisp Repair. And it's still going to be a safe keeper level 2 as you go from green to green usually. We've seen some keeper level 1 harass moving across to try to cancel a burrow. Usually FoCuS though is really good at keeping tabs and covering all his bases and keeping his main safe. We saw that. When we see that? Against Hawk? What was that game?
Yeah, that was
that
the
was
quarterfinal.
Yeah.
Where he played it so safe with such good scouting very early on. Like, the aggression from the Archmage was coming through the middle, and FoCuS had a unit here to see it and a unit here to see it. So basically, every possibility was covered, then he knew exactly what to do, and afterwards there was no chance, as Hawk's game plan was completely destroyed after, what was it, 2.5 minutes?
Yeah, that was really sick. So I'm going to be watching very closely how does FoCuS play. That's going to be what I'm going to try to do in my off-race orc games. And of course, I'm going to horribly fail at trying to emulate. Orc openings are usually the hardest, I think, of all the races. There's so many things you have to keep in mind. You want to cover your bases and not suffer from burrow harass or whatever. At the same time, you don't want to give too much experience to your opponent. You want to steal creeps. And on top of all of that, you also want to get a bit of creeping done with your own grunt. So there's a lot of stuff to consider. And only the greatest have those perfect openings. And FoCuS is looking like one of those, certainly.
He's going for the item again. I think he will leave the trappers once more. In anticipation of an early keeper harass. That's exactly what he's doing. Sending the grunt out for scouting. Blade Master gets some items. Then we'll see where we're going from here.
One salve, one scroll of speed. Pretty light on the inventory as well, saving some resources right there. This is going to tide him over all the way into the mid game, into tier 2. When the shadow comes out, and then it's going to buy some new heal salves. It was a 1 burrow tech, so that tech is fairly fast. 3 archers out, no, 2 archers out by now. And the grunt is flirting with the idea of going in, but now the keeper's level 2, now Entangle becomes available, and suddenly this grunt is going to have a bit of free time, as there's very little he can do at the moment. Oh, or can he? If the grunt comes in along with the blade, he might be able to cancel this tree.
Treant expired, at least the first set, but no, he's going for the archers to use the backstab properly. This new island on XiaoY opens up an expansion opportunity for the Night Elves there right next to the mercenary camp. This island wasn't here before patch 1.30.4, I think.
Correct.
So Hunter's Hall transition once again.
Interesting that FoCuS saw this expansion so early and the grunt was nearby, but he didn't even attempt to go for the cancel, so I guess he figured there was no way to get that one actually. It looked like he should have enough time and damage, but apparently not.
He lost quite a few grunts in the first game, maybe he didn't want to lose them here. Maybe he thought, okay, the damage isn't enough.
This is such a small thing, but it's so smart. If you play enough, you know that if you pull out the Murlocs far enough, some of them will be walking back, and the grunt picks up the kills, along with the Blade Master in the back.
Yeah.
That's how he's gonna get level 2 here, because he gets the Nightcrawler as well, he gets the item, the tome. Dude, that was actually a sick play.
Christ, FoCuS is playing completely out of his mind the past 2 days and longer. Ah, this last he doesn't get, but the Treant... Oh no, actually the Murloc got it.
That was a low damage roll, by the way. If that was a higher one, he gets that one as well. Just saying. Dude, this guy, I'm seriously amazed with him last couple of days.
Like,
He's
we were
insane.
praising Lin for the past 2 years, I guess, for his amazing plays and making the impossible happening. But when did FoCuS step up his game so much?
I feel like it's ever since Shook Cup 2, where he completely destroyed Hawk in the grand final. Ever since then, he's just been playing out of this world.
Unbelievable.
Grunts once again coming in for the natural harass. This is what we saw on the last map as well. If the keeper is low mana, he can't even do too much here against these 3 grunts. And the harass, of course, is gonna delay the expansion as well. Entangle comes in against the grunt. Usually that's a death sentence, but the archers are forced away, they're sent away. So this grunt may even survive.
And the Blade Master is just constantly in range of this keeper. He constantly does damage. There's very few moments where nothing is around him. He constantly decides to attack something. The damage uptime is so high.
It looks like FoCuS is playing with map hack. And of course he's not playing. I'm not saying that. He's just playing so well.
Yeah.
He's in the right spot all the time, everywhere. Not in the first game with the first creep, because that one was so unusual. But his scouting is just outstanding. The creeps he's stealing, the experience he's finding, how much he's slowing down this keeper. This is Echo Isles. This is supposed to be a super easy level 3 keeper map, but he's still far away. Now the Shadowhunter's out. He's starting to creep. And he's going for a fast counter expansion this time around.
Exactly, like the expansion didn't even... The creep spot for the Night Elf expansion didn't even finish yet, and the Shadowhunter is already out creeping FoCuS's expansion. That's how much he delayed all of this. It's unbelievable. We do have 2 new subs, by the way. Thank you very much, Mr. GN195 for the 28-month resub, and Ralphus for the 9-month. Good job, guys. Nice weekend again. Thank you, man. Glad you're enjoying this.
Actually, FoCuS is gonna fall back now. Does not want to expand right away. I prefer if orcs go for more creeping first. Go power creeping with the Shadow for level 3. Get some upgrades. Get to like 45, perhaps even 50 supply, and then expand. Because then the orc force is so strong. And it's really hard to do anything about that with just Huntresses. Keeper now is finally level 3, and the Blade Master has the Tele Staff already. Wants to delay this expansion for just a little bit longer. And should be able to as well.
I think so. Damage is enough with the gloves. Big damage increase here. I mean, he's taking some time, some damage. Alright. There's no Sentinel super close. Oh, there it is. So now he has to run away. Thanks to this Entangle. Stepping out. Cooldown for Entangle is low, but not that low. And it's also so much time for the Shadowhunter and the army building. He has 2 Shaman out already. There's Adept upgrade coming. Grunts coming. Reinforced defenses very early. That's A, good for not exposing your base, and B, good for towering up your possible expansion later on. Or now, actually.
Players' forces are under attack.
In fact, exactly. The tower's coming up already. That will be a cancel. But the Shadowhunter is level 3. He is so strong right now. With those Serpent Wards level 2, which it should be, right? Yeah, it is. Okay, this tower is cancelled. But if there's enough Serpent Wards, these Huntresses should lose this fight, I guess. Oh, but he didn't get the scroll of healing. That's actually a big deal. FoCuS didn't get that from the shop. Does Life have it? No, so neither player picked up the scroll just yet, which is pretty surprising.
Well, Life is retreating now. He does have the gold for it. Expansion is running with only 1 Wisp, though. Second Engine of War is coming. Ah, here comes the Wisp train. Saturating the gold mine to 100%. Reinforced defenses is done. Instant defense upgrade as well. Against the acid bomb, of course.
Pion is not setting up a new tower here, is instead going on a little scouting mission here on the southern avenue of the map, where we very rarely only see movement. Remember back in the day, Night Elf versus Human, where humans creeped around that side and then suddenly towers coming up behind the trees?
That was sweet. It's interesting how FoCuS is not going to 50 supply and then go for upgrades and items, but goes basically to 40, then goes for reinforced, then goes for shaman upgrades, then goes for defense upgrades, and also investing into mana potions already. So he's not prioritizing his army high.
Oh, look at the sneaky watchtower, but there's actually a sentinel here. I think he did this before on ladder. I think Life has experienced this before.
Yeah, Life is one of the craziest ladder grinders there is. At some point, he had like rank 1 and 2 on Netty's ladder. So if something's happening on ladder, Live knows.
Both players here with a scroll of healing right now. Live doesn't have the overwhelming numbers just yet. 55 is pretty good, but he would like to have even more, and only one attack upgrade so far. Grunt's only one armor upgrade as well on the acid bomb. Hits him pretty hard. Blade Master looking for the kill on the Alchemist. He's dropping low, but he's got the heal spray and the invul still as well if he has to use it. Heal spray coming in before the Grunts die. FoCuS on the Blade Master will have to trigger the invul perhaps. Now holds on to it for a little bit longer. Invul on both heroes here, Alchemist and Blade Master. And the Huntress is starting to fall. The Serpent Wards here dealing so much damage from the back. Guns are falling also, but this is all buying time for these towers.
And the Alchemist is dead thanks to a crit. The Blade Master is critting like crazy. That's like the 6th crit in a row. Lightning Shield casted again. They're all clumped up together. Damage is done. Blade Master is right next to the Keeper. Again, FoCuS is where he needs to be. At the moment, he needs to be there. Lightning Shield again, and Life gets destroyed once more. FoCuS is still undefeated, not losing a single map in XiaoY Cup, and has now 3 match points for the title.
This guy's so good.
This push, man, how well timed was this push and how well executed was this push?
Yeah, that was really well done. But what I especially find impressive is how he laid the tracks for this in the early game. The single grunt usage along with the Blade Master stealing those creeps at the Murloc camp and then the delay at the expansion. This is all such a big deal. Every little thing adds up. It takes a lot for an Orc player to be this good, to beat a Night Elf of this caliber, basically convincingly. But this is why I love Orc so much. If you play it perfectly, it's just beautiful.
Absolutely. FoCuS is, by the way, the record holder of XiaoY Cup. 5 finals, 5 wins. And it looks very much like the 6th one. He was struggling a little when like the rise of Foggy and the return of Life. He was struggling against Night Elf for quite some time, as all Orcs did. But with new timings, thanks to Hook and Lingwagwa and the adaptation of FoCuS himself and the execution of FoCuS himself, he's back in the driving seat. 3 match points for him. Still match choice for Life. We go on to Northern Isles. And then this tournament could be closed already.
If it is another win for FoCuS, if it is another 3-0, winning the entire XiaoY Cup without dropping a map, that would be pretty insane. Almost unheard of in the old patch when Orcs were so desperate, as you just mentioned, having such a tough time against all the Night Elves, but this build currently is looking really good. Blade Master into Shadowhunter obviously, but then also Grunts with armor upgrades and the Shaman. And possibly counter expansions, possibly not. Could be a push, could be a quick counter expansion, could be a late one. There is variety in the Orc playstyle with how you line up the timings, making it pretty hard to predict. Players like XiaoY will oftentimes go for a tower supported push. Honestly, I haven't seen it much from FoCuS, but that last game displayed that style as well, and there was another victory for him.
FoCuS was one of the first one to use the Tinker's second push. So he was a fan, or so desperate that he thought that's the best thing, but not for much longer. Then he relied on counter expansions, which also didn't work. But yeah, pushing seems to be all the hype at the moment. Blade Master again. FoCuS with 3 match points in the bottom left. Life again with the Keeper of the Grove in the upper right.
Starting off with a bit of creeping. For a little while, we used to see some Blade Master harass, like fast chop into speed scroll, run across the map, harass the first camp. But I don't see that much at all anymore. Blade Master's gonna hope for his first claw here. But this is a pretty poor Blade Master map, honestly. There's only 2 claws. A normal claws, that is. You can find some claws +9 if you're lucky. And Boots of Quel'Thalas if you're really lucky. But stacking up this man is gonna be not too easy. Perhaps the marketplace can help out with this. But with the build that FoCuS is going for, you have to kind of count every gold coin. So you probably won't have too much spare to go for any shopping at the marketplace.
That is correct. Creeping starts. Nothing is denied here. Scroll of the Beast once more for Life. And the Blade Master creeping only the item and now moves out on the map. Where is his movement? Or what's his movement here on Northern Isles?
Oh, look at this wisp position. That, wow. That
The
looks
one-
a little bit busted.
The one
Like,
next to
it
the
can't
arc?
be attacked there, and it sees the exit to the
Player's
base
forces are under
always?
attack.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god, that's... okay.
Need to report that to Mr. Morris.
Yeah, what's the name of the map maker again? That's this, one lady slash whatever. Yeah, this is...
Whatever. I think it's kind of a team of map makers who did this.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, this is too good. Holy shit, I didn't even know about this.
Me neither. Maybe it's an outdated version that NetEase is using. Because it was updated, right? If I'm not mistaken.
It's only on the PTR so far, though. The new Northern.
Yeah.
Don't know if it's in there as well, this spot. Anyways, Blade Master harassing here with his level 1 against the level 2 Keeper. Dropping fairly low here already, but has the heal salves. Still
Player's
no
forces are
expansion
under
anywhere.
attack.
FoCuS is looking for it. Starting to be a rather late expansion, as we have 3 archers out already, now going into huntresses. There are enough resources here, but I guess at this point you want to creep up the natural and then pop down the tree right there. Even an early shop for the Keeper here. Oh, lightning shield creep, Neo. Look at the grunt. Oh!
Oh, but yeah, it's just a help for the Night Elf, I guess. Oh, can the Blade Master pick up the pieces? 1, 2. Come on, turn around.
Important there to have quick reactions as well from FoCuS. He was really fast to see this in retreat. Otherwise, this grunt is dead, and that's gonna be a painful loss. But FoCuS, he is too on point to make any
player's
mere
forces
mortal
are under
mistakes,
attack.
as it seems.
Yeah, so far life is no solution. He's slowing out the creeps. No slow, no boulders. Here come the wisp for the repair. The FoCuS is once again right there in his face. How much can he steal this time?
Only one windwalk after this, though, so his potential to get much done here is rather low. Almost got the 1 archer, but not quite. Level 2 with the grunts across the map, I guess.
A player's
He
forces
gets a bit
are
more
under
experience. But can't really find the same kind of damage that he found before.
Now the Expo is coming. What does FoCuS have in store to push this? Spirit Lodge is coming. Shadow Hunter is coming, and the War Mill again, indicating an early tower push once more.
Or just the upgrades. Pretty much, there's 3 great upgrades in there, the 2 armor and the reinforced defenses.
A player's
We have a new
forces are under
donation.
attack.
By Smelly Feet I have for the 5 euros. Nice Nick and nice contribution. We thank you. Even though you have smelly feet. We don't care.
Keeper continuing to creep in the middle. The consumable here can be a big game changer. Ankh, it's not exactly a game changer. Can be a good help though. Oh my god, Blade Master, can he cancel this tree? I doubt that he has the damage.
Only a circlet.
If he hits for 50 with every attack, maybe. No, that's not good enough.
A
And this is
player's
very
forces
smart by
are
Life.
under
Just sending the
attack.
Huntresses back. No, so that's enough to deal with the Blade Master and the Keeper. And the Archers still have pressure on the map. So the Shadowhunter is not free to do whatever he wants. For the time being, waiting for the Grunts to heal up. And then it's the Ogre Magi time. And again, really good Wisp positioning. Anticipating the movement of the Shadowhunter and now confirms what he was already expecting. So...
Yeah, I like what Life
he
is.
could be aggressive.
I like what Life is doing
player's
because
forces
usually
are under attack.
you could expect a natural expansion creep from FoCuS right away, so he's really close to punishing this. But that doesn't happen, so now he knows, okay, I can go just for the second unique spot in the middle.
Yeah. Fully utilizing his map control that he has here. And the expansion isn't even getting delayed too much. Blade Master didn't have a staff this time around. Going for the Drake? What? Can you creep that?
Player's forces are under attack.
With only Shadow, Shaman, and Serpent Wards?
Well, if one orc knows how to creep, it's definitely FoCuS.
And this is very unpredictable as well. Oh, 2 peons moving out of the main. That's a big tell right there. That means reinforced defenses must be on their way. No, actually not.
Maybe it was a fake.
armor upgrade first. Is he like 200 IQ playing right now, just trying to sell the fake tower push, but instead he's just creeping? Out of cunning for the shadow. Okay.
2.5. Well, it's good for the blade, isn't it?
A
Well, the
player's
intelligence.
forces
Okay
are
for
under
both of them, but
Yeah.
yeah. Only okay, I think.
So Life wants some more information. FoCuS tried to trick him like 3 times. Worked out fine thus far. But the expansion is up. How far is the tech? Almost done. Then the Alchemist kicks in. But so much creeping from FoCuS on Life's side. Oh, nice deny as well from the blade against the grunt.
And claws +9, found by the Shadow Hunter. If he gives over the Hood of Cunning as well to the Blade Master, it's going to be quite a bit of damage suddenly. Can FoCuS still counter-expand, or is it too late at this point?
I think it's too late. Double Engine of War is up. Echo is rolling. Alchemist is out. I think you need to push soon.
And that might be in the cards for him here right away as he's moving north. And FoCuS doesn't want to fight just yet. He's a little slow to see this, perhaps. Certain ward's starting to come out. He's trying to force the TP right away from the Keeper. Purge after purge. Right click's coming in. No invul for him. And the TP is forced.
FoCuS too. Like, I love how Orcs adapted to constantly use a lightning shield before the TP to do damage to the clumped up post TP gang.
And also the aggressive purges. If once a hero is too far up front, once out of position, FoCuS always realizes and yeah, forces those TPs easily if that is beneficial to him. Thinking back yesterday to his game against Hawk, how he won that game on LR, which was like unbelievable Windrider play. That was just another great showing of FoCuS's amazing shape currently.
2 new amazing subs here. Thank you, Fetty69 for the 16-month and Real Tund for the 3-month. I thank you.
A player's forces
Everything's
are
really
under
hurt here
attack.
though for FoCuS. Is 6 heal cells even enough? Okay, just barely enough. Blade Master actually didn't get a heal cell here. That's kind of awkward. Okay. This is kind of all in push, right? 2 armor upgrades. 50 supply. FoCuS says counter expansion is not in the cards anymore. This has to work. This push towards the expansion now.
Yeah, this is by far Life's best game. Everything is established. He has a blocker line with a lot of Huntress. TP's in now. A little bit of a Congo line for FoCuS still, but shop is coming first. I love that prioritization. To not go towers first as distraction, but he needs these items here from this shop. Can he hold on long enough until it finishes? Oh, the blade under heavy pressure. Forced into the big consumable right away.
FoCuS panicking a little. Didn't have to go for the greater healing there. The purge would have been in time, but okay. There's plenty of Serpent Wards here set up already, and more will be coming in. The Huntresses are taking so much damage from these. Purge is even coming against the Wisp. He doesn't want to get mass detonated, but one of them will be connecting. So far, no Wisp detonates hit at all on this Shaman.
God, he gets the 6th one as well. All Wisps dead, and no detonate. And this mass grunts, they can just cut through these archers, soak up so much damage. And the Huntresses are already gone. Like, what the hell? How did this happen?
Dragon is almost level 4 already. It's going to be the level 2 in the heal wave, but the grunts, oh man, they're all starting to fall. They're dropping really low.
Needs
He's
a
level
potion.
4 Shadow right now. Potion and the heal.
Perfect timing again. Alchemist survived on Life's side. Blade Master didn't get the kill. Also, no sign of a heal scroll there, but the invul is still there. Blade Master has to do some heavy lifting, and he is supported by the heal scroll or heal wave once again. Keeper
Purge.
in trouble once more thanks to the purge. Second purge. TP again. But the Blade Master going for the... Oh, crit doesn't work. Heal potion saves him there. But FoCuS knows one direction, that's forward.
He's stuck in the corner. Heal spray trying to heal everything back up. The Blade Master can't find the surface area against the heroes. Repositioning from the Keeper with that staff of teleportation. He gets over there, but it's kind of abandoning the Alchemist. Oh man, can he survive this somehow? Potion still on cooldown, and the level 2 hero will be dying in just a moment, and he's gone.
How? It was everything was going into Life's direction, and FoCuS knocks on his door and kicks it in seconds after.
FoCuS, man. FoCuS is playing out of his mind here again. He's keeping up his great form. And life is dropping down to 35 supply. This is looking like 3-0 for FoCuS.
It's like he's hacking the game somehow. And changing some attack values or whatever.
I know what you mean, dude. It's like...
This attack was not supposed to work. He had a shop there. He had reinforcements. He had double moon wells. It's unbelievable. And how awesome was the shop that he could go for the mana potion right when he needed it to save 3 grunts with 1 heal wave when he was at level 4 for the level 2 heal wave. Everything was lining up perfectly.
Whatever FoCuS touches currently seems to be working out. And this game in his grasp now. With still so many Serpent Wards here. Shadowhunter is almost level 5, by the way. For hopefully the Super Snake soon. Blade Master doesn't even have to fear the Entangle anymore. Look at this army. It's 2 Hunts and 3 Archers. This is not good enough against 5-4 heroes.
Never ever. It's constantly 4 to 5 Serpent Wards up. Massive damage, and that damage is increasing now with the, as you said, Super Snakes. 50 average damage from them. Not using them at the moment. Mass Wisp for the detonate didn't work the first time, and that's where the downward spiral for life began. When he sacrificed 7 Wisps and didn't detonate them.
These detonates did hit, but it was all of the Wisps. So he has no more mining right now. The Alchemist is coming back for a bit more heal spray. But it's just too much, dude. He can't force him away. Or can he? Oh, Blade Master now taking a lot of damage suddenly. Can he get this kill out of nowhere? A potion? Something? At the shop, he actually dies.
Okay. One of the main damage dealers is gone and life holds this expo. Maybe we were talking too fast. But there's still 400 gold for FoCuS. Not reviving the blade from the altar. Should be a tavern revive, I guess.
It's gonna be expensive. It's gonna cost him around 650 gold right here.
Life holding on to the one threat. Uh-oh, the Keeper. He has a staff. Okay, there's no hex. That was risky though.
Damn. I actually guess that it looked like FoCuS was perhaps too sure of this victory, just standing inside the Wisp detonates.
Yeah, maybe. But life is down to 1 production building now. Had to rebuild all the Wisps. 43 supply heroes are not really scary. I mean, the Keeper is with close to 6, but the Alchemist absolutely is not.
Oh, that was 6 Keeper. I wasn't even considering that. Only Archers, by the way. Is he moving completely out of Huntresses?
No, he's building some now.
More. Okay. Puts a speed on the Blade Master. Is he gonna sell him? No, don't sell him.
Remo's heart just took a stab.
Broken. FoCuS here still not at 50 supply, bringing more peons from the main. Is it finally time to tower? He still doesn't have reinforced defenses though, so...
A player's forces are under
perhaps
attack.
not. Shadowhunter has a clarity and a mana potion. And once again, the push towards the expansion is coming. Did life bring a TP?
Yep.
He did.
On the Alchemist, he has it. Still, that's quite some free damage, and time for the Shadowhunter to set up the wards.
Or I guess the Muma as well.
It doesn't change too much. So, FoCuS has to kill all the Wisps again. This time the detonates are draining everything, though. So
3 purges left. That's not too much.
Attack abandoned.
Damn, that hero kill. That hero kill actually brought him back into this game.
Yeah. FoCuS now with a safety shop. Cut some trees to fit the shop in there.
Oh, that's pretty
Sweet play as well. But not for too long.
Narrow choke here. The grunts don't really want to run into that one. And And the shop should easily be getting cancelled. Is this a mistake here? Possibly. Keeper once again, very far forward. Purges will start flying. He doesn't have many purges to begin with. It feels like this attempt has to work, but the staff is there. No cancel against that one. Purges won't interrupt this, and it's just so many treants. And not enough purges against them.
Yeah, not enough purges indeed. Not enough mana. Blade Master's dropping low once again. The Shadowhunter has mana. Needs to heal wave very, very soon, but that means not too many Serpent Wards after this. But FoCuS is getting some kills, getting closer to 6. And Blade Storm into Archers, hallelujah. Keeper is not at Tranquility yet.
FoCuS retreating to the shop. The Merchant is right there as well. It could go for a heal scroll if he has the money, which he doesn't have, however, at the moment. Oh, Purge on the Alchemist. But he's pretty tanky. He's got a heal potion as well as a town portal. This is not gonna work out.
Entangle on this grunt, kills him away. That's level 6. He has the mana. Tranquility. Keeper is safe, and so seems to be the rest of the army for him thus far. He can't out-damage Tranquility, or can he? 193 critical strike. Where's this one coming from? And now Tranquility is on cooldown. Forces the TP.
Into the main, right? That exposes the expansion. How many grunts does he have left? 3. Not too many.
Should be fine.
But there's a shop in the back. He's basically level 6. He can go for Mana Potion Blade Storm in just a second.
Against Archers is so good. It's so good. Okay. He's repairing against this. Main gold mines. How far are they? 2,000 still in. So the tree. Will it fall? Will he just right-click through it? Looks like that this would be the championship for FoCuS. Level 6. Hello. Cancelled Expo. Hello. He got everything he wanted.
Is it gonna be time now for the ultimate? So rarely seen on the Blade Master. Mana Potion might even be on cooldown in the shop. I'm not sure.
Could go for Clarity maybe, but it's running on the Shadowhunter.
But he doesn't even have to look for a fight here. He killed the expansion. That was a massive blow right there.
Going for the Alchemist. Tranquility again, but we saw it before. The crit out damages the Trank. And that's the Alchemist gone for the second time.
And even without the ultimate here from the Blade Master, Shadowhunter's about to be level 6. I would love to see Big Bad Voodoo, but rather doubtful. And there it is. Level 6 for the Shadowhunter as well. Of course, also level 3 heal wave is amazing.
It's Hex to cancel Tranquility.
That's smart. That's smart.
So FoCuS runs away to not lose too many grunts here. His army is at 50 supply. He won't go any higher. He's a 10 supply lead. He just needs to heal up, regen some mana, and then destroy life, end life here in XiaoY Cup 14. Who's trying to expand
army, by the way. This is only 50 supply, but look how big it is.
Yeah.
That's because he has no lumber peons. He has 1 lumber peon.
He doesn't need it anymore, really. He has 1,300 lumber.
Yeah. It's just pure grunts and shaman, and they're so strong.
Clarity running on the blade. Potion of mana on the blade.
Well. Oh, here we go.
I think it's time, boys and girls. Alright, just killing the expansion. Should be enough even. Yep. Will they give us the fan service of the Blade Storm here? FoCuS is aiming for it. Cancels another Clarity.
Shop gone. No more potions now for life. The Alchemist still back. That's gonna be back soon. Somewhat soon. Come on. We all want to see the Blade Storm. Give it to us, baby.
I think he's
going
waiting
in with the Windwalk. He has the mana potion. It's time.
And then he can hex against the Tranquility. Nice split by life, though. Now, here's the damage in the middle of 2-3 archers. And Purchase coming here as well. Hex against the staff, and that's the end. FoCuS winning XiaoY Cup without dropping a single map. That's craziness. 150 euros to the Korean. Life without chances. The third game was certainly his best. But FoCuS, the dominator, today and yesterday.
Yeah, seriously. How this guy is playing currently is amazing. And also, insanely impressive is how he keeps this form up. It's been at least 3 weeks now where he's just playing like a god.
Yeah.
And honestly, competition today, his foes, his adversaries were a level up below, at least.
Yeah. PCG, of course, that's what we expected. But the fashion he destroyed him. I could have played for PCG. No, that's not true. You could have played for PCG and it wouldn't have looked that different, I guess. I mean, no fast expansion most likely, but there was no chance for PCG. Not at, like, after the 2-minute mark, no chance. And I thought, okay, life could threaten him a little. Not really. Not seriously, not really.
Yeah, this was just FoCuS. Yeah, FoCuS just in killer shape. I hope he can keep this up. I hope he's gonna be able to show this at WGL, at the main event for WGL Summer in Shanghai as well. Because of course FoCuS is qualified already. He always does well online. I think he's like 3rd place in points or whatever. So he will be making it there. And I don't want to give too grand of a statement just yet, but if he keeps on playing like this, I wouldn't be too surprised to see him in the final.
Then he must be considered a favorite, that's for sure. FoCuS actually 2nd in the points, one of 5 players who is already qualified alongside Moon, Infi, Lin, and Life, who is doing really, really well on ladder, not really too well in tournaments. In tournaments, FoCuS's 6th XiaoY Cup final, FoCuS's 6th win is now at $900 total, only from XiaoY Cups. That's nice. And of course, he will be going into H&W China Korean Masters in a group with 120, Lucifer, and Lin Guagua. And looking at the way FoCuS played against 120 at the last WGL, I can definitely see him finishing this group first.
Yeah, absolutely. At the moment, he can beat anybody. He almost defeated Moon as well, by the way, a couple of days ago.
He beat Lin and Orc Mirror. I mean, the biggest statement is, I think, he beat Lin and Orc Mirror not too long ago.
There's nobody right now FoCuS can't beat.
True. Well, maybe TH Infi are hard for him.
Especially play Night Elf.
Yeah, but
he's got Night Elf down, dude. No problem.
Well, wasn't there like a final not too long ago where Infi kind of destroyed him? But
that's a long time ago.
That is quite some time ago. You're right. You're right. We have another sub here. Thank you, Vera Luna. And that's it for the XiaoY Cup. We're gonna have new content in 1 hour. Question is, what are we doing until then? That's gonna be the WGL EU Open qualifiers. 4 spots for the main qualifier to Shanghai when it's about $60,000.